Hey everybody! We're here today to show you Reloaded, a game for the PlayStation 1, which nearly no one ever knew, but we're gonna showcase it today. I've got my brother Crystal with me. He's going to do commentary. Yeah, I think just one thing at the start of the run. The rules say to show the game options so we know what difficulty settings are used. I'm just gonna do that really fast. I'm gonna go for the easiest settings, of course, to get the fastest run. And then start it. Yeah, so Crystal, it'd be great if you take over.
Of course. So, hey everyone. First off, Amen is going to select pretty much the most broken character in the game. This is the Magpie, Cyborg Nun. She outperforms pretty much any other character in the game by pretty much any stat, mostly the damage stat. And this is very, very useful in the later parts of the run, where she can down pretty much any boss in a matter of seconds. Starting off here with the first level, just need to get a few key items to and run to the end of the level. Nothing particular interesting in this one, just avoiding enemies, using a decently optimal route to get the key items, and then more or less immediately head to the ending. Okay, that's suboptimal.
Yeah, unwanted death there.
An unwanted one, but yeah, this doesn't really affect the later parts of the game. So
yeah, as you can see, deaths are really, they cost a few seconds, but they aren't as punishing as in most other games.
So going over here, clipping through a box there on the side to get there, squeeze a few more seconds out. So second level is pretty short one. Just need to more or less hit a mini boss with a special attack to get it moving on. Then you can immediately head to the exit. There's also no real trick involved in this one. The only thing is to keep in mind that we are still not sure how it really works, but the special attack and the hurt box of this mini boss are kind of weird. Sometimes it doesn't really work out. Let's see if it works. Yeah, so now it didn't work.
Yeah.
Now it didn't for whatever reason.
We still don't really strange.
Yeah, we still don't really know what causes this. But yeah. Usually it's fine, but can cost a few seconds if it's not working out. Yeah, quick one. The next level was Barracks. Eamon's favorite level.
Yeah.
It's very, very consistent. There are a few minor tricks in there, namely trying to hit some satellites that you need to destroy for the exit to open up. He will try to hit them off screen from quite far away, and then listen for the sound cue if it's worked out. So here it worked. As you could hear, maybe there was an explosion, so the satellite was destroyed. And the same technique he will use just in a second there on the other side of this arena. Yes, and there we go. Very nice, very nice. They got that now. Last few weeks he got that down very, very consistently. But yeah, a little bit of practice. This is quite easy.
Yeah.
And here is another one of the satellites. Just it's through here. And then he can almost straight line head to the exit. There's another one, I think, on the way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. And now is the exit. There is a boss here, this spaceship. He's zooming in here to reduce visual lag, to improve the frame rate a bit. The saves, I don't remember, a few seconds, I think.
I timed it and it is not close to 1 second.
Ah, yeah. But still, small gain. Which, yeah, in the end accumulates all these small optimizations, of course. But later on we will see a few techniques that actually save several minutes, if done correctly. No.
He turned slowly again.
Yeah, probably. I'm still not sure about this, the turning speed, the rotation speed of the spaceship there. It's kind of inconsistent. We still don't know what the deciding factor for it actually is. But yeah, in the end, it's if you have bad luck, then it's just a second bad loss. Here another level. It's one of the tougher ones. It's called Town, where you have to maneuver over the roofs of town here and get on these elevators that you can see in time. And here is one of those instances, you might mention that maybe most of the stuff in this game is absolutely not RNG dependent, but dependent on the movement of the character. So more or less, if you have pixel perfect movement, for optimal movement, then the enemies and, for example, also these elevators behave the same each time when you get this right. But yeah, of course, the thing there is you need for your whole path to be pixel perfect, which is not very realistic. But it can seem because of that that's the movement and everything of the enemies is RNG based, but it is not. Here trying the elevators to more or less get the optimal cycles so that he can immediately when he moves near them already take place there, get up. Here keycard, again just one of those levels where you have collected the key items to progress. Another one is in here. There we go.
Yeah, you could get those keycards in the very different order, but I wouldn't advise you because the route for doing so is extremely convoluted and very long. So this route was completely optimized to get immediately from one keycard to the other with the warp time.
Exactly.
Come on.
The hitboxes of these containers are so weird. Or not the hitboxes, but the hit points, whatever you want to call them. We're still also not sure how these really work. Sometimes they only take one hit to be destroyed. Yeah. Sometimes they take like as much as you've seen and even more than that sometimes. It's weird. But yeah, not too costly time-wise, I guess. Yes, these are kind of finicky, but yeah, managed very well. And then we are done with this one. Yep. Next one.
Pretty solid one.
Yep, what was pretty nice one. Because yeah, you can with these catwalks also you can, if you're not careful enough, you can completely mess up the whole level. And then it's immediately a restart. This is also one of Eamon's favorite levels, Boundary. Pretty consistent one. We also have to get a few key items, as usual, more or less. And you need to look out for these molten gold pits, where usually the game expects you, as he did before, to hit these sprinklers. Yeah. But he doesn't do that most of the time, as you can see here, where he more or less uses depth abuse to completely skip the whole thing. Because, well, due to the invulnerability time when he dies, then he saves like, I think this one saved like a minute or
A
something.
minute if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Kind of an obvious trick if you think about it, but yeah, it's kind of weird that the developers didn't think about this somehow.
I think it's intended.
Yeah, maybe. So this one for all of these here is the sprinklers. These small arcades that you can see here with the red walls. And going back there, there's also shortly coming up then another depth abuse for skipping. Also these conveyor belts, if you are again not pixel perfect with your movement there, then the timing of these golden pots there is off, and it's a lot more likely that you get hit by them, and if you get hit by them and immediately stuck, more or less you're guaranteed to lose life. Yes.
Nice movement.
Yeah, very good. Very maze-like, most of these levels.
This level would be pretty long if we didn't, or we weren't able to use the depth abuses. Because we have to get even more cards than we already have to. So here's another depth abuse.
Yeah, exactly. Short one, but still saves quite a lot of time. Another weapon power up. He's collecting now all these weapon power ups to be prepared for the later stages of the game. Here's another boss that we don't show on purpose, not because it's weird or anything. It's just a golden statue that spews fire, but because this is the safest way to attack it. Because the fire spewing, you're more or less guaranteed to die, and this is by far the fastest way to kill the boss.
Also, lag frames. It saves a few frames.
Exactly. You might have noticed that this game has the frame rate is not one of the strongest points of this game.
Not the best.
So he also tries to optimize it as far as possible. This one is Monastery, Amen's most hated level. You can see this monk with in the white robes with these laser beams. Ah, damn. Okay.
No, that is.
Oh, okay,
that is no question.
That is unfortunate. So you can only destroy these crystals by letting this white robe monk shoot them. So more or less you're completely dependent on the movement of the monk. Again, it's fully deterministic, but yeah, still getting it there is pixel perfect, so quite hard. This one should be very good.
Yeah, great,
nice. And this one should also be. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Take that. Continue there. As you can see, even taking continuous isn't really punishing. So, in my opinion, it's a great speedrun to get into because it's fairly easy, and if you like speed games with movement tech or mainly movement tech, this is a great one.
So another crystals to get this. Oh, nice. This elevator working. But you got the good cycle of the elevator where you could get up immediately. Now going through this crystal cave here, the monastery itself. It's just another one of those labyrinths that the game seems to love. And here is a small improvement that he is also doing, where he moves right beside the walls to reduce again visual lag. Sometimes not working out because frame rate again is not really that good.
Yeah, the visual lag in this level is generally really bad.
Another boss here. He can't hit you when you are standing right beside him, and more or less just eats your bullets. But the movement here is also a little bit wonky. Sometimes as you've seen now, he moves very quickly. Sometimes very slowly in a consistent manner. It's kind of weird. But also, again, fully dependent on the player movement. So yeah, with that one out the way, we again get to the easier levels, more or less, where the only or the main purpose is usually to survive, to not lose any weapon power-ups. Going through mine there. This one again, as usual, is very maze-like, very confusing if you would play this game casually. But yeah, with the optimal route, it's pretty easy, pretty short one, I think.
The main problem for me in this level for a long time was the boss at the end, which you're gonna see in a few seconds. Because you have to strafe shoot. And strafe shooting in this game it's seemingly easy, but it isn't at all. Especially with this boss, as the platforms you gotta stand on try to push you off, and that's why you gotta straight shoot as well.
Exactly, it looks kind of weird. The platforms are actually conveyor belts, although you can't see any conveyor belts there. And that's what Amen is referring to with that they push you off. So you more or less have to strafe shoot, and while strafe shooting, hold against the flow of the conveyor belts that to stay on it. Yeah. Here is the arena of the bosses. These are these statues, box statues or whatever. And we can see when they are done as soon as they turn like this. And here is one of those which pushes him out. Now he's strafing. Moving. Ooh! Moving in the other direction. Yeah, good. Nice. Here's another one.
It was fine. It was scary for a second.
Yeah. It looks actually easier than it is. I think it's done, yes. Yeah. Perfect. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, good.
Nice, perfect. Okay, and this one is also done. Yeah, one of the harder bosses because, well, there you really have to actually look out for your movement more or less. But with the later bosses, just have to make sure that you're doing enough damage to get them down. As fast as possible. Another level. This one is, yeah. I mentioned before that Amen needs to look out that he doesn't die now anymore to lose his weapon power. Here you go, another one. And this level is very hard to do this actually properly in. That's why he's killing so much enemies there. To ensure that he's not being hit, because these melee enemies need a lot of damage.
Yeah, they can two-shot me. Oh,
ooh, yeah, it's
scary.
It's a little bit scary.
Okay, let's get this out.
Pick up. There is the boss of the level. This one also cannot hit you if you just stand right in front of it.
Just space, thank you.
Yeah. There we go. There is the exit. Okay, so with that one out the way, this worked out pretty well. He kept all his weapon power-ups. A few one we will also get now, and this is one of the main levels where he needs all these weapon power-ups. It's the boat. It's very, very small, and he just needs to kill 2 mechs. One was here. As you can see, also the projectiles now of his weapon are a lot bigger and deal a lot of damage.
That's one of the reasons we use Sister Magpie, not only because she does extreme damage with the smallest missile, but the missile gets so huge you have a difficult time not hitting enemies. So
yeah, this one is interesting. He's more or less at the top of this tank there. He got the good cycle where the flamethrower is not pointing towards him. So yeah, he can now simply shoot away and more or less not care about what's happening. These enemies with the jetpacks, as long as he stands right at the edge there, they cannot target him for whatever reason, because I think they identify the player as off-screen or something like that. It's a little bit weird, but yeah, also another minor tech that is really helpful in this level.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you will be wiped in more or less milliseconds.
This level was absolutely perfect. So I didn't, even in my world record run, I didn't get it as good as this.
Yeah. So this one is a funny level. If you played, or let's say it's over in a little bit over a minute with the strats that Amen has there. Namely, he will clip up exactly this wall here, which the developers did not intend to work. It's now being pushed by them. Okay. That didn't happen for quite some time. There we go. Okay. Yeah, suboptimal, but still. He clipped up there, and by that he saves over 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think.
And if you're doing this level casually, it's complete nightmare. It's so convoluted, and you have to more or less teleport all around this island. It's very
multiple islands. That's the fun thing about it.
So weird. Everything looks the same. Yeah, it's not a great experience. So this is the second to last level. Relatively easy, just a small maze with melee enemies in there. But still, to make the last level easier, he should try to not be killed in here. But it's relatively easy. Nowadays he has the movement pretty well optimized in this level, so that he doesn't even have to shoot any enemies to get by them.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Now, last level.
I think that the developers intended me to do the this mini boss in the last level, which was this red guy, but you can just leave the level by going to the exit tiles, and that's it. So don't know if they really intended it to be endable like this, but yeah, great for the run.
Yeah, exactly, it works out. So in this one, the last one, Amen needs to get these bombs. These are actually bombs. To put into several orifices that he opens on this large body. It's the main villain of the game, and if I remember correctly, in this level you are shrunken down to do exactly that. Oof, that was a little bit scary.
Yeah, exactly. I'm shrunken down.
Oh, fine. Okay, we're good. And now he just immediately heads to the exit, and then after the results screen, there we go. 22 minutes and 21 seconds. Honestly, not a bad time.
Not a bad time.
Because during practice for the marathon, he actually got his personal best down to sub 22. So this one is quite okay.
Yeah, the world record is 21:50, which I set up last week. So half a minute is pretty good. You know. Yeah. Thanks. I really enjoyed doing this run. I hope you enjoyed it too. Keep on donating. I'll have a look at how many deaths I had, because I'll donate $5 for every death I had, and gonna add another $10 for the continue, because normally I wouldn't use the continue in the run, but whatever. So getting some donations in. Yeah, thanks for having us, and Christoph, thanks for the commentary.
Of course, thanks for having us.
Yeah, enjoy the marathon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.